Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter, Mervin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, Dominica's young professionals encouraged to contribute to dynamic Dominica. Tackling the coronavirus outbreak is top priority for the Chinese government, and construction work ongoing on new health center in Portsmouth. Details of the headline stories and others coming up.
Scary! Everything just shaking and making big creaky noises.
Earthquakes, big and small, take place in the Caribbean at least 10 times a year.
The dishes rattling and falling and breaking, then Vonnie started to scream.
All I could think to do was shout, "Get outside, get out!"
Earthquakes, hazards, take control, reduce your loss. If an earthquake hits, what can you do? Get down, get under an item of furniture like a table. Hold on and stay there until the quake passes. Find out lots more about earthquakes and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and SIDERA.
Welcome back. Dominicans who are currently engaged in studies and have completed studies overseas have been encouraged to play their part in creating a dynamic Dominica. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit made the call as he addressed a press conference on Monday where he discussed the transformation of Dominica's digital economy.
This is why we are challenging them to come play their part. Because if we're to create more opportunities for ourselves and succeeding generations, if we're to create better paying jobs, we have to grow the economy. Because the economy will be able to pay you jobs that you can afford, salaries that you can afford rather. And so we believe that by moving ahead in these areas in a very transformatory manner, we can set the platform and to create the environment of, one, creating more jobs, but secondly, very importantly, creating better paying jobs. And I know for many people who study overseas, Dominicans residing overseas, the issue of salary and payment is always a determining factor. But for us to get to that point, we have to set the framework for these things. We have to set the policies and the programs to get us going. And we believe that if we are successful, and I pray to God that we will be, and of course this is just one element of a number of things that the government would want to create to achieve the dynamic Dominica that we all have espoused that we wish to work towards. So there are a number of Dominicans who I believe that who can fit into this and who can no doubt make a contribution. We have Dominicans on island currently, young Dominicans who are on island, some of whom I've met, who I believe have the capabilities and the capacities.
Prime Minister Skerrit encouraged the young professionals to believe in themselves and be open-minded in their quest for professional development.
Too many people are afraid of challenges. And I keep telling people, if at 41 I could lead this country, what is a little department of government for you to not be able to lead? You see what I'm saying? What is a ministry for you not to be able to lead? But we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in our capacities. We have to believe in our abilities. And we have to be able to trust that. Obviously with the support, and get it going. And with somebody like myself, and I say so with a profound sense of humility, somebody who encourages people to be the best that they can and also assisting them in being the best that they can, then we have the positive environment to get this thing going. It's a matter for the young people to believe in themselves and to take on the challenge. And in life, we don't always have to pursue a job or a career based on what we study at universities. That's an issue a lot of people have. So people go to university and they do one thing and they want to get a job in that particular area. I mean, I don't want to criticize lawyers, neither am I criticizing lawyers, but there's a view in Dominica and the Caribbean that once you study law, the only place you have to go is in the courts. But when you look on ABC, CNN, BBC, there are people with PhDs and law degrees and medical degrees who are anchors and who are news reporters. They use their knowledge of the law to advance themselves or that which they're doing in this new pursuit. So we have to believe in ourselves.
In other news, Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Honorable Roslyn Paul, says government will continue to take action to develop the country's sports sector. Speaking with Daryl Tito on Focus on Government and Development radio program last week, the minister revealed several plans and programs which will be initiated by the ministry.
One of the major priorities is to build the multi-purpose indoor sports facility. And in fact, it is something we want to break ground within the next few weeks. And we've been working assiduously with that. So I have the interest, I have the energy and the passion for moving sports forward in Dominica. We also are working very feverishly to ensure that we can have international cricket at the sports stadium. And we have a number of other projects that we are working towards in terms of sports. We've also been, the sports division and other key players have been also been working, putting a lot of effort in the development of sports in various fields. They work very closely with the schools, and even last week they started the Massey Insurance under 20 sports competition among the schools, and the young people have been doing well.
In other news, tackling the outbreak of the coronavirus continues to be a top priority of the Chinese government. Charge d'Affaires of the Chinese Embassy, Lu Songtao, confirmed this during a press briefing on Tuesday at the Chinese Embassy.
China has demonstrated its speed, strength, and effectiveness, and won praise from the international community. The situation is remain challenging, with more than 2,000 confirmed cases. But with China's institutional advantage and previous useful experience, and with our strong scientific, technological, and material foundation accumulated over the past 70 years, we have the full determination, confidence, and capability to win the battle against the epidemic.
Sun Tao said the most effective way to successfully combat the coronavirus is for countries across the globe to work together and put efficient measures in place in their respective territories.
The only way we defeat this outbreak is for all countries to work together in a spirit of solidarity and cooperation. We are all in it together. We can only stop it together. This is the time for fact, not fear. This is time for science, not rumor. This is the time for solidarity, not stigma. All countries should adopt a responsible attitude, evaluate the outbreak in an objective and reasonable manner, work together to combat the virus and avoid overreaction.
Parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Ian Douglas, is excited about ongoing developments in that constituency. Minister Douglas made particular mention of the ongoing construction of a new health centre in Georgetown. He says it forms part of government's plan to improve the lives of constituents of Portsmouth and environs.
The health centre is part of a broader plan to bring in more offices, to move some of the essential services that are now available in the capital, in Roseau, bring them down to Portsmouth, not only to serve Portsmouth, but to serve the entire North. So things like the immigration department for passports, licensing, issuing of licenses, a new office for the Portsmouth Town Council and the mayor, a theatre for the performing arts, these sorts of things. Maybe a small commercial centre where we could probably fit a few shops and a few barber shops, hairdressing and that sort of thing to serve the community, not just the community of Georgetown, which is here, which is what we call the Rosie Douglas development, but the greater Georgetown, Glanville, and ultimately the entire Portsmouth area as far as Lago is concerned.
Meantime, Minister for Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Honorable Irving McIntyre, says the health center supports the country's resilience program.
In the next, maybe by June, July, yes, our structure should be complete. That's our polyclinic in Georgetown. Similar to many of the other polyclinics, the 11 other polyclinics we're building all over the country. It fits in very well for our resilience program as regards to handling the disasters, but let alone disasters and the infrastructure, it's all about how we're going to incorporate that into our primary healthcare system. It's part of the government's approach to having a really extensive and proper primary healthcare system where we can nip things in the bud. And this structure here, it's just part of the whole program as regards to having an efficient primary healthcare system. We're going to progress on education, on health promotion, and granted it's a structure, but obviously the human resource and the responsibility of the people that are going to use the facility put together, we can have a very efficient healthcare system running in this northern part of the country.
Honorable McIntyre encouraged citizens to pay attention to their health and utilize the health services provided.
The people should appreciate what the government is doing and how we bring in healthcare right to the doorsteps, practically to the doorsteps, because we're just opposite our Georgetown settlement on the opposite side. So it is really a comprehensive approach to health we're having here in terms of the primary healthcare aspect of it, the resilient part of it. So it's just the people to play their part in taking health into their own hands. The government can only do so much, but it takes the people to actually make use of it, follow the guidelines of the health professionals, and that way we can have a very productive northern district like all the other areas in the country. So I think we've done well as regards to primary health care. I think this is another initiative that is really going to strengthen our whole primary health care system. And with this, as I've always said before, yes, the healthcare system can be one to be envied all over the Caribbean. And this is just the beginning of things to come.
11 health facilities funded by Dominica's Citizenship by Investment program are being constructed across the island by Montreal management consultants. Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Honorable Octavia Alfred, has reminded the island's principals of the importance of good leadership. Speaking at the official opening of a review of the school nutrition policy at the Goodwill Parish Hall on Wednesday, Minister Alfred said principals play a critical role in the school's success.
The role of a principal in building resilience in education. The desired outcomes of education to equip students with knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes to meet today's needs and tomorrow's requirements depend critically on principals. Principals are expected to provide the vision, the energy and drive, and the inspirational leadership to propel your school forward. You are mainly facilitators, providing motivation to your team to achieve the common goal of quality teaching and learning. The key to successful schools is good leadership. Effective instructional leadership requires you to wear many hats.
Honorable Alfred said it is important that students actively participate in drills during school hours.
This exercise is important as a long-term measure for equipping students with the skills and knowledge they need to respond to the threats they now face. Consider beyond the development of school safety plans, how you can increase capacity at your school among your staff and students. Together, we need to improve climate change literacy, to provide our stakeholders with the foundation to take informed action to minimize climate impact and prepare for changes that are already well on the way.
Meantime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Chandler Hyacinth, says the ministry will continue to support the education system.
We will continue to develop our human resource development. We'll continue to offer assistance and scholarships to students at various levels. We'll continue to provide funding for education through our student loan funds, and we'll continue to be the representative of the government in the University of the West Indies.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me, and I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars, and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. The Dominica Festivals Committee continues to promote Dominica's Carnival at a local and regional level. Marketing Executive of the Dominica Festivals Committee, Samantha Doctor, gave details of the marketing efforts at a press conference on Wednesday.
The Sunrise event was getting a lot of push in the region, and it continues to get that push, especially since we're having the international DJs or the regional DJs, DJ Outcast, the DJs from Antigua, and the Denver segment representatives from St. Lucia. So I think this is resonating very well within the region, and we look forward to continuing working with them. We've been having some very interesting interviews where persons are asking for more persons to be on board and how can they get to Dominica. They're seeing the flights, and this looks good, even from the week before our Carnival Monday and Tuesday jump up. So this is good news for us at the DBA. We move on to the National Queen Show. Of course, the community lounges, the village lounges have come to an end with Shannon Centilla, sponsored by Jungle Bay Dominica, being Saturday in the community of Soufrière. And of course, we have to say hats off and really commend the teams behind the contestants this year. All the village lounges have been going very well, and we are pleased to see how much progress the young ladies have been making in their practices, in their communication sessions, etc. The DDA through the DFC, we always see the National Queen Pageant, an extension of our Carnival, Dominica's Carnival, as an opportunity to showcase the uniqueness of our Carnival to the world, and of course, destination.
We now join Shaakira Pierre for the Creole highlights.
Pierre vini à ce nouvel Creole, on c'est Shaakira Pierre. Premier Ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit DC Dominic ni yon economy digital sa ke yon bon component pour développer yon Dominic dynamique. Premier Ministre la fait announcement ça la pendant yon conférence media lundi. Premier Ministre la dit gouvernement tape assistance hot bank la tela pour aider en mission la pour faire yon Dominic dynamique. En même temps la ministre Travail public Honorable Kassani Laville ka kwe ki Dominique ke bénéfice yon pile si kon yon pays y pon chime sa la et puis encourager citoyens spécialement jeune moun pour supporter initiative sa la. Honorable Skerrit di bank la tela ke wede Dominique pour faire infrastructure physical pour développement sa la. Plan là pour faire your Dominic dynamique, qui aussi many benefits économiques. À date nouvelle, ministre pour sport, culture et puis développement village, Honorable Roslyn Paul, qui a créé Action nationale pour supporter village council en communauté yo. Ministre a fait parole ça là sur radio DBS semaine passée et puis dit support pour village council bien important pour succès ces village council là. Aider your council c'est année 8 mois mais village là n'est pour travail et puis council là pour faire travail avancer en communauté là. Honorable Paul aussi encourage les gens qui a council là pour mener coup de main vive. Ministre a dit ça c'est une tradition qui est bien importante et puis supposé passer des sangs pour génération ça là. En même programme ça la ministre a parlé contre réhabilitation Old Mill qui dit qu'a joué un gros pas à culture à Dominique. Ministre culture a aussi voulu ces grands monde là qui sont engagés dans ces culture pour passer des sangs bas jeunes monde pour quitter culture là bien vivant. Et puis finalement, le ministre Santé là, les people qui savent, le ministre là, qui a gardé toute communication en relation au coronavirus là. Si l'organisation Santé là, pour la telle maladie neuf là, ni évidence que maladie ça la sorti en South China. Et puis maladie là, qui a lâché à d'autres pays comme South Korea, Thaïlande, Japan, États-Unis, et puis plus l'Angleterre. Maladie là qui était en animaux qui a passé en monde et puis yon monde ça tape maladie ça là là yo vini ensemble et puis monde qui a né qui a couru yon toussé la fièvre et puis développement yon pneumonia. Yon ces jours la organisation santé là pour la terre a déclaré que maladie ça là c'est un problème global. Semaine passée, ministre santé là tient une conférence média pour bas citoyens information contre ça yo ka fait pour faire certain Dominique préparé pour coronavirus là.
Le gouvernement a mis tout bagage en place, tout bagage moun dit pour mettre en place, déjà en place. Il y a arrangé pour tout ces moun qui a study en China. Yo gens dedans, yo pas quitter caillou quand yo lé parce que yo dit yo pour mettre en dedans. Yo boy assez l'argent ba yo, puis yo ça fait ça yo besoin faire. Yo en place avec yo bien. Yo mettez tout bagage en place en port tout, en airport là. À sous porte là en tout cas on monte que vini avec mon que ni pièce bagaille là pour maladie yo savent ça pour faire si ou vini avec yo savent ou sortir hot chinois avec ou des maladies yo ni place pour mettre pour 14 jours parce que c'est 14 jours dit ça qu'a pont pour ça commencer à moucher qui ou ni dit ça là so tout bagaille en place avec moun pas besoin faire ça yo sauter parce que gouvernement ka suivre tout ça PARO, tout ça WHO, avec tout ça CDC pour faire, il y a fait.
Actuellement, presque 500 moun morts et puis 24 500 les maladies ça là et puis population ça là qui sorti de China. Ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Now for the weather outlook. A high-pressure system will remain dominant across most of the island chain, generating an increase in wind speeds during the next 24 to 48 hours. Meantime, a dissipating frontal boundary is expected to affect the northern leewards during today. Occasional cloudiness with a few showers can be expected across most of the island chain during that period. Moderate seas are expected during the next 24 hours, with waves now expected to peak near 8 feet mainly by tonight. A further increase in swells to peak up to 10 feet is expected by the weekend, for which warnings may become necessary. All sea users and people living near the coast or traversing coastal areas are advised to be vigilant and to pay attention for updates issued by the Dominica Met Office. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, as well as on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.